Hey everyone, what's up? It's Finite MTG. We are back with yet another Vintage Cube draft. It's been a little while. Sorry about that, guys. But I've been super busy lately, so pretty much didn't have another option. But I am able to record now, and that's what matters. I was moving, actually, relocating from one room to another, and I almost broke my microphone. I had to bend back the cord that's plugged into it, so bless RNG that the audio works this time around, but I think it's actually going to. So pretty clear pick here for us. Nicol Bolas, because we are playing War of the Spark. No, it's the Mox. Power 9. Gotcha. I bet you didn't see that coming. Should have clicked Bolas if I really wanted to sell that. But yeah, I'm thinking this time around, I'm just going to go for what is technically correct as much as possible instead of trying to do something silly like forcing Storm. So yeah, we're going to start out with a Mox. It's a pretty good start. Alright, here's a Mind Twist. I know LSV in particular does not love this card, but this is a very good Magic card. Not going to claim that I know more than LSV, but I will say you have like the potential to do really powerful things with this card. Dump a bunch of mana into it, it's splashable. If I wanted to force green, I could take a Hermit. There's also a Mystic Confluence in the pack, but I think Mind Twist is powerful enough that I'm fine taking it over the Confluence. Could end up like mono green splashing Mind Twist, something like that. I just think this card could go into potentially every deck. Like even the aggro decks, I think you could splash for this card. So yeah, pretty happy to take that. And same with the Mox, of course. You don't have to play green to want this card. I mean, it's free, right? Free mana. It's a land that doesn't count as a land drop. So here we have Tinker, which is a very powerful Magic card. There's also Bitter Blossom, which is a little more mid-rangey, but powerful card to be sure. Goes well with the Mind Twist. I think I do like the idea of picking up Tinker here, as it does have a really high upside. I could see Bitter Blossom pick being a little bit better, but I already do have one cheap artifact, and I just want to take the most powerful cards to start, try to find my lane later. Skull Clamp, very good with Bitter Blossom, of course. Unlikely that this card would wheel, though. If it did, it's another cheap artifact for Tinker. And again, I could see some people wanting to take a Bitter Blossom after the Mind Twist, but we're just going to go for the most powerful card. Okay, not very much exciting stuff here. We have some aggressive cards. Goblin Rabblemaster, Lightning Strike, either aggressive or controlling. Swords, kind of same thing there. Tireless Tracker, potentially the most powerful card in this pack. There is Edric, but I don't want to take a multicolored card here. Possible that I should just be trying to pivot into some kind of aggro deck, but I feel like I do that kind of thing a lot, so I think I should be thinking about Tireless Tracker. There's also Scrubland here, not a particularly good dual land. So white and black are not the strongest colors in Magic. Spoiler. I mean, black is pretty good, but white is really not doing it for me. Could take Dismember if I wanted to stay open, but I think I'd rather just take a Tireless Tracker. Okay, so here we have a Garruk, an Elf, a Plowunder. Let's see. And that's assuming we want to play green with our Tracker and our Mox. We get to go turn 3, Mox, Tracker, then land, which is pretty funny, but it does work. Garruk is strong, potentially a little mid-rangey. I don't like the black cards in this pack. Academy Ruins is cool, lands are cool, but we're seeing green, so I do want to capitalize on that. Is Plowunder better than Garruk? Garruk is definitely harder to cast, but I think Garruk is probably better overall. It's close. This card is definitely annoying, but I think it's probably a little overrated. People like it because it's a fun card. Okay, so now looking at Tooth and Nail is probably the best card for what we're trying to do. There's also Phyrexian Arena, which kind of goes with the Mind Twist, but Tinker, not really looking like it's going to happen. Sort of Fire and Ice, not a terrible card. There's a Duress as well, but I think I do want the Tooth and Nail here, as it is looking like we're going to end up playing green. Again, maybe splashing the Mind Twist. Okay, there's a Yavimaya Elder. Exhume, gotta be the most powerful card in this pack. But I don't think we are a Reanimator deck. We have 0 fatties. Possible that I should just take Exhume because we already have a black card, and we could end up some kind of green-black like value Reanimator deck. Could wheel Liliana even. And I think Yavimaya Elder, while decent, is a little replaceable. So yeah, let's take the Exhume. Try to keep ourselves open a little. Ooh, so there's the Quagmire, which is perfect for exactly that kind of deck. However, Jitte I think is probably just too good to pass. I really do love me some fixing here, but if we are able to pull off... I suppose if we end up Reanimator, Jitte isn't great. I wouldn't mind this Mesmeric Fiend either, but I think Jitte is just too important. These are all sort of creatures, so yeah, let's just take Jitte. Okay, I think we need to take... This is annoying. So Sylvan Library is a powerful card. I do like Freebooter quite a bit. It's a nice early creature to go with the Jitte, and then there's also a nice fat creature here in the Shieldred. I would love it if this card dumped things into my graveyard. This is going to be a close and controversial pick. I think I need the late game enough. No, I have to take Library. I think Shieldred's replaceable enough. I hope I don't live to regret that, but this also gives us outs to just play mono green, which I think is good. And then Jitte, of course, gets better in that kind of deck. I think I'm going to take Hermit over Search here. Search is not really what I want to be doing with my ramp. And Hermit is a pretty good card. Okay, there's a Devoted Druid. Knight's Whisper is some solid card advantage, to be sure, but we need some mana dorks if we are going to cast these expensive spells, so that works. Unfortunately, does not work very well with Jitte. I'll take a Playcrafter here, but I don't like the card. Okay, there's an Avacyn's Pilgrim. That's super important to what we're trying to do. So that's going to hop over here. Biogenic Ooze, playable, we'll see. And a last pick Maelstrom Pulse that we didn't get a chance to take. So that's pretty good. Alright, now things are getting interesting. We have a Gristlebrand and an Avenger. And I think we have to take the Avenger. We saw green-black land, we saw Shieldred, but it's looking like we're going to go the green route. We also don't have very many pieces of the Reanimator deck. Ooh, there's also a Natural Order in this pack. Probably should have looked for that one. So let's take Exhume out of here. This is going to be a close pick for me. So I think green is fairly open. However, we have no real fatties. Avenger is a pretty good fatty. Natural Order doesn't have any great hits yet. Love to pick up a Crater Hoof. I think I am going to take the Avenger here. Natural Order is a busted card, don't get me wrong, but I think we just need big stuff to find with the Natural Order. Maybe it's early enough that I should be passing this Avenger. I don't want to risk it. I have Tooth and Nail. Wow. Okay, so both rewarded and punished, as Tooth and Nail finds this, and finding that an Avenger is very powerful, but at the same time, being able to Natural Order into Crater Hoof would be great. But yeah, I mean, that was the best possible card we could have gotten there, so it's pretty nice. Hopefully we wield the Elvish Mystic. We already wield Avacyn's Pilgrim. Now I would just like to pick up some black fixing for these cards, which we don't even need necessarily. Speaking of, there's a Demonic Tutor, but I don't want to splash, given that right now I have no fixing, and I already have potential constraints on my mana base. So we're just going to take the Noble Hierarch here over like the Fauna Shaman, which would be great if we ended up in the green-black deck, though admittedly not as good as like Survival of the Fittest, as this is somewhat a Lightning Rod for removal. There's also a Warden Power Stone in this pack, which could potentially be better. Actually, yeah, do I just want to take that? Take Warden Power Stone, wield Noble Hierarch because no one's playing green? Doesn't sound too unreasonable to me. And I don't think this card would wheel, and it ramps fairly well. So yeah, we're going to take the Power Stone here. Okay, there's a Windswept Heath, there's a Gruul Signet, Primal Command, which is decent. think I like the Heath with the idea of getting black fixing, but we need a green-black duel. I don't love taking Heath before I have something like that, so there's a chance Signet or Command could be better. This isn't really where I want to be with my ramp, so I suppose I take Windswept Heath, assuming that Primal Command will wheel, as so many of our green cards did wheel from last pack. This could backfire if I pass too many green cards and they stop wheeling, or just someone else picks up on the signal, but I don't think Primal Command is super important. I mean, we do have a Crater Hoof. I can't take a fetch before I have the duel for it. That's just so loose. Okay. Vraska is a really powerful card, but I think I want to just take Garruk here. If I had taken the fetch, I could see maybe hedging on Vraska. Could also take Mindslaver, which is pretty spicy. Don't think I want the sword. Regrowth is kind of whatever. This card is a really mid-rangey piece. Do I want to ramp into this? I don't know. There's a Tinker I could splash for it. I could splash in the sideboard and put this into play. I think I'm just going to take Garruk. I don't want to pass too many green cards. Alright, Incubation Druid, pretty solid. Unlike Devoted Druid, it eventually works with Jitte. I just have to pump 5 mana into it first. Pernicious Deed could be nice if we do end up splashing a few black cards. Otherwise, there's really nothing here for me, so pretty clear Druid in my opinion. We do need some more 1-mana mana dorks. There's this Savannah, which goes with the Windswept Heath, but not with this deck in particular, so looks like it's going to be a Thragfather for me. We have so many 5-drops. Need to cut some of these. I guess Mox is sort of a mana dork. Interesting. I think I'm going to take Kodama's Reach. I do like some kind of way to interact with artifacts and enchantments. Oh, but there's a Golgari Signet. That's like perfect. Yeah, I guess double on color Signet's going to be better than Kodama's Reach, especially assuming I want to play the black cards. So yeah, sorry, green cards. I'm just going to take Signet here. Wow, we wheeled Natural Order. I love Smuggler's Copter. I think it's one of the best cards in Cube. It's not great in this deck. We have at least 2 0-power creatures. Not very many cheap creatures in general. And Natural Order into Crater Hoof is just a way to finish games. So yeah, well, I mean, Natural Order wheeled. Do I have to keep talking? There's a Terastodon here. There's also an Assassin's Trophy. I don't want to go too heavy on the splashing black thing, and I don't have a ton of fatties yet, so happy to pick up a Terastodon. Could be a better Natural Order target some of the time. It also works with Tooth and Nail. Okay, there's a Fauna Shaman here. We can take it, but chances are it's going to end up over here. Okay, Mutavault could end up playing that one. Ooh, there's a Vraska as well. Not sure we'll play that, but we'll take it. Pernicious Deed. Okay, nobody likes green-black. Whoa. This last pick thing just keeps jumping into my deck. It's kind of annoying. Mode is it's a meme. This deck almost can't beat it if not for, like, Terastodon. This destroys enchantments too. Okay. This is a pretty weak pack for us. Yogwill, one of the best cards in Storm. Master of the Wild Hunt, pretty medium 4-drop. I don't know if I'm really a Eureka deck. I kind of dislike this card. Could take the sword, but this is one of the weaker swords. I mean, one of the weaker swords except for one of the 2 new ones that they're printing. I think those are actually, well, at least one of those is probably weaker. I'm going to take Master of the Wild Hunt here, though. It's just solid. Might end up cutting it. Could be better than Garruk. This makes wolves, and this taps wolves, so they're somewhat synergistic together. Okay, no mana dorks in this pack, but we do have a mana fatty in prime time, and I have to take this card. It's just the best thing for me here. We can work on the curve and that kind of thing later. There's a Scooze for passing that, and a Solemn, but pretty happy with a Prime Time. Ooh, Fintorn Elves is exactly what we're trying to do. We didn't actually wheel the, whatever it's called, Noble Hierarch, I don't believe. So it's important that we do get enough of these things. There's also a Batterskull, which is pretty good. Karn, potentially one of the best rares back in Dominaria. But yeah, I think we're just taking an elf. Pretty funny. Llanowar Elves, also in Dominaria. Taking Dominaria Llanowar Elf over Karn would just be absurd, but I mean, Fintorn, totally different card. Alright, here we have a Bop, which is pretty nice because we do have some black cards and we need the Mana Dorks, as usual. The Memory Jar, Battlesphere. Can't get Battlesphere with specifically Natural Order because this does search for a green creature, so it's just one thing to note, but we are going to take the Bop here. Okay, do love me an Oracle of Moldiah. This is starting to look like the last deck that I drafted a little bit. Not quite as insane because that was like the best deck I've ever seen, but getting pretty close. There's also an Everflowing Chalice here, which is a good ramp card, but let's just take the card we actually want in our deck. Ooh, there's a Blooming Marsh. It's pretty good. There's also a Harmonize here. I think we're taking the Blooming Marsh. Harmonize is meh. It's not exactly where I want to be. Beast Within, pretty weak. I mean, it's green removal, so I guess that's kind of what you can expect. I'd rather have that Dismember that I saw in pack 1, but yeah, it's just going to be a land here for me. Rex Sage, pretty nice and easy. Another good Storm card here. There's also a powerful 2-drop in the Porcelain Legionnaire, but I think we're going to pass the Lego this time around, as Rex Sage is filling a role that my deck isn't doing very much of. Again, we have like Terastodon, we have, wherever it went, Pulse and Vraska, I think, to deal with non-creature things. But I'm not an aggro deck. I think I'd rather, yeah, just have a good utility creature. Ooh, speaking of, this time we have a Whisperwood and Acidic Slime. There's also a Vivian. Not sure how good that card is. It's probably not very exciting. But I think these are better than a lot of the 5s I have going on here. I think I want to take Whisperwood. So I just kind of fulfilled the Acidic Slime role of my deck. I could think about Vivian as well. But I think we're just going to take Whisperwood here. Hopefully that's not wrong. So Vraska, we don't have to play this one because this one is good. This one is, well, not. I think we're going to take the Sword for the sideboard. Kind of where I want to be with the swords, especially the weaker ones like this. This could be a solid Eureka deck. Do I want to take this card for my sideboard? Nope, we're going to take the Sword. I don't want to risk it that much. Okay, we'll take a Scooze here. Not sure if I'll main deck it or not. Probably put it over here for now. Batterskull, we can technically play that, but it's probably going to be sideboard against aggro for me. Rishadan Port, we might be playing that one. And take a solid white card here. Take a cool land. And just get thrown this last pick, Sulfuric Vortex. Sulfuric? I don't know how to pronounce things. Anyway, alright, not great or terrible, but more or less where I wanted to be, so that's good. This does not say basic, does it? Any type that a land you control could produce. So it does work with the Blooming Marsh, which is nice. Alright, let's make some cuts. I'm going to count this one as a land. Group things separately. I think I want to splash Vraska Mind Twist, maybe Pulse. Think about this one. I don't think I want to splash Pernicious Deed. So I need all these Mana Dorks. I need these Mana Dorks too. I need these Mana Rocks. And what else? I mean, Craterhoof wins me the game. Probably need all of these guys as well. I like these cards quite a bit. Oracle needs to be played. I could potentially cut a bunch of these. We'll see. Kind of tempted just to take them out for now, but I can figure it out in a minute. Jitte, I think I'm going to play that one, depending on how many cheap creatures I have. I think I'm probably going to have enough. I do like Library as well, though I don't have fetches. That could have been a reason to take the Windswept Heath, I think, assuming that happened in the correct order. Tooth and Nail, gotta play it. Same with Natural Order. Don't feel that way about Primal Command or this Garruk, but I do want to play Big Garruk. Yeah. So I think we're looking at something like this. And we can cut all of these and then add them back. If you guys hear that terrible sound in the background, I apologize. It's pretty annoying. Let's think about this. We have no 5s right now. Garruk is basically a creature. This is 9 mana. Come on. These are both 8. They look so different. I think I'd rather splash Mind Twist than Maelstrom Pulse. Nope. Would I rather play Vraska? Vraska's pretty mid-rangey. I think I'd rather play Vraska than Pulse as well.